It was my full intention to make a statement yesterday after the lunch period about the leader of the opposition's behavior, but I needed to have the transcript relating to the events of the 27th or 26th of June, as it were, and so I shall do so now. I actually want to read from the transcript that I obtained so that a context can be ascertained and clearly seen about certain things. That was during the debate on the Money Laundering Prevention Act, the amendment thereto. The honorable member for Roseau North constituency, Mr. Danny Luge, said, "Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, in Minister Blackmore's brief introduction to the bill before the House, an act to amend the Money Laundering and Prevention Act number 8 of 2011, Minister Blackmore, well, he referred to the parent legislation and he gave a description of money laundering and he used the words to define it. Conceal or disguise, take out of Dominica proceeds and proceeds of crime. So, Madam Speaker, I, as the parliamentary representative for Roseau North, will support any legislation which prevents companies, lawyers, and well-placed individuals from hiding proceeds of crime as referred to in the Panama Papers, and we vote in favor of this amendment if the individual named as director in the British Inland Revenue reports are held to account for the hundreds of millions of dollars in that account. Madam Speaker, Speaker interjects, do you understand what the bill is about? Member, yes, I understand fully, Madam Speaker. Speaker, well, can you demonstrate that through your contribution? Member, may I continue, Madam Speaker? I understand what I am debating about. Speaker, I am asking you please to confine your contribution to the debate to matters pertaining to the little bit of legislation that is there, so that you tell me about what it is in this piece of amendment you may refer to as the Parent Act, but keep to it as far as possible. Member, thank you, Madam Speaker. I am saying I will work diligently with Minister Blackmore to ensure that money launderers outside and inside of this House are held to account and punished. Speaker, now let me explain something to you. I took pains this morning to explain to you about imputing improper motive. You just said money laundering to persons inside of this House. Member, anywhere they are, I did not refer to anybody in particular. I'll just read again what he said. Money launderers outside and inside of this House. Honorable member for Roseau North constituency continued. Every person who is guilty of money laundering. Speaker, no, you cannot. You are imputing improper motive. Why don't you understand? This is vastly different from somebody calling a company's name or whatever. We do not know where that company even is. Can't you understand the difference? I am sure if I told that to a 10-year-old, they would understand, and I hope that you do too. Member, your comprehension and others doesn't seem to be fair. Speaker, well, you see, guess what? Guess whose own counts in here? Member, you know I love you, but I hate the demon in you. I love you, but I hate the demon in you. Speaker, take your seat. The demons in me are telling you to take your seat. That's it. You apologize to the chair. You don't say that. No, 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 no. Well, then you are even repeating it. You apologize to the chair, or I'm going to ask you to leave. Take your seat until you apologize. The member, I apologize to the chair. I take it back, Madam Speaker. Speaker, and you know something? It's just sad that there is always a rider when you want to say your things. I remember when what was said at one time, because it was all in the air, you said then, and there was a rider. I do hope you understand what a rider is. Member, may I continue, Madam Speaker? No, no, no. That's it, that's it. Member, that's it? Yes. You can't be saying I have demons on me and all that and inspect. Interjection by the member. But you insulted the members of the House. You insulted members in the House, mainly those on the other side. You did. Madam Speaker, you cannot prevent me from making my contribution. I apologize, I take it back. Why are you preventing me? Speaker, well, you need to apologize twice or three times because I heard you say it more than once. Honorable Member for the Roseau North constituency, Danny Lugo. No, no, I apologize. I apologize 20 times. Speaker, let me tell you something. Honorable Member says again, what is it that is hurting you so much? Why you are, no, sorry, what is it that's hurting you all so much? Why are you all afraid of Danny Luge? There's no need to be afraid. Truth I'm talking. We're dealing with money and money laundering. Speaker, order please. By this time, there's a whole lot of noise going on. Member, I apologize to you. Speaker, you come to the House to do your constituency business. As I said to you this morning, you do, but you have to operate within rules. Member, that's what I'm doing, Madam Speaker, but you are obstructing me. Speaker, I have determined that you are not doing that. And unfortunately for me, and for, I don't know, other speakers, this is a duty that I have. We sit here and we try to make members understand when they go afoul of the rules. And I tell them, but for a member to say, you like me, but you don't like the demons in me, just like you said, if you weren't a Christian, you wouldn't do this and that. You always say your things, and then you put a rider. Member, I take it back, I take it back, I take it back. 20 times. Speaker, you see, and you do things and just wish them away. That can't work. You can't do this. It is not permissible. You have to deal with the matter. Louder sides, crosstalks go on. Speaker, order please, everybody. You have to learn to debate within the rules. Unfortunately, when we had the session where people came from overseas to teach the members the rules of the House, members absented themselves and lost the opportunity to understand. This is not something that I am saying. There are rules, these are the rules, and unfortunately for the member who just said to me a while ago that my interpretation is different from his, and I had to point out to the member, my interpretation is what carries. Member, we know that, all powerful, we know that. Speaker, well, that's the way it is. Member, we know that, we know that. Speaker, that's the way it is, unfortunately for me. It is a burden I have to carry, you understand? And so I will have people, because of this burden which I carry, come into the House and tell me they like me, but they do not like demons in me. I do not know when they put demons in me because I do not recall any getting there. And if that's what you wish for me, apologizing doesn't take it away because the whole world heard you. And so I consider your apology a fallacy and a fiction. In other words, insincere. But you carry on. But I'm watching and I'm listening. I will stop here, but there's more. Now, if after that exchange, at which the member was present, this exchange which I just read to the House, all you, the member for Marigot, understood from it was that it was okay, and I was happy to have been called a demon, I have been happy to have been told I have demons in me. It is not I who called myself demons, and it is not okay to continue this insult to my face. And if you think otherwise, then you seriously need to review your comprehension of that situation. In any event, your insult came after you had been extremely rude to the chair when you asked me whether I was taking part in the debate simply because I was doing what I am, as Speaker, supposed to do, and I am referring you again to Standing Order 86, 1 and 2, and Standing Order 49. It is my duty to keep order in the House. It therefore bears repeating again that there is a difference between being behind a console in a studio and being a member of Parliament here in this chamber. Further, the authority and ruling of the chair must be adhered to at all times. I hope, member for Marigot, Leader of the Opposition, you are processing by now how rude and out of order and wrong you were. In spite of the serious lapse of yesterday, in spite of your unprincipled behavior, in spite of your lack of order and common decency, I gave you all the time in the world to reflect and do the honorable thing. You had sufficient time to make your contribution after you apologized. You had your full 45 minutes. You chose not to apologize. And I must mention also, I gave all members of the opposition the opportunity to speak. And that is to say, I did not deny any member of the opposition the privilege and opportunity to speak on the motion. The member for Marigot, Leader of the Opposition, I want to make it clear, therefore, that my ruling regarding your apologizing to the chair before taking part in debate continues. You will not be allowed to speak on any matter coming before the House for the rest of this session unless you apologize, and I so rule.